I know y'all been watching my page, so y'all know we were supposed to have a guest today, but unfortunately, I want to ask. She wasn't able to come, okay? But I want to ask y'all to pray for her and her family, for the people that's in Virginia. I'm praying for all of y'all. They had a mass shooting. Two people was killed, 7 people was shot, and it's so unfortunate. But it was family of our guest that was supposed to come on today. So of course y'all already know. I don't care if it's down to the last second. Okay, if it's down to the last second, and if a guest is not able to come on, then hey, reach out to me, let me know, and then I'll go ahead and I'll rearrange everything. So that's what we had to do today, was rearrange the entire show. But please, please, please pray. Please whisper a prayer for my special guest, who's also a friend of mine, Pep Talk Tay. Pep Talk Tay. And my prayers go out to all the additional families that has been hurt by this tragedy that happened out in Virginia. All right, y'all. Now, if y'all want to go on YouTube and search it, y'all go ahead. I will ask if we could play it on Monday's show, and I'll do some additional research on exactly what happened and what occurred. So, all right, y'all. Now we got that out the way. Let's go ahead and get started with this show, okay? Now, I saw a clip that I told Pep Talk Tay that we was definitely gonna play today. And me and her was gonna go ahead and give our commentary on it. And baby, when I tell y'all, I was in disbelief, okay? When I say disbelief, I was in disbelief. This young lady done left her kids in the car with an Uber driver. Now, they say she was drunk. I say she was crazy. Mental health, all that. Because sometimes you can still be drunk and still not do what she just done, okay? So we're going to go ahead, get into that clip. Y'all know I name my own clips. So this one's called She Done Left. She done left the kids. She done left the kids in the car with the Uber driver. That's not it. I forgot to tell DJ Red that the clips is not in order, y'all. I do apologize. I know that's my fault. She done left the kids with the Uber driver. Here we go.
You just left your kids with an Uber and we're all over town looking for you. It doesn't matter.
New tonight, body camera video captured the moment officers find a woman accused of leaving her kids alone with an Uber driver and wandering off for hours.
NBC6's Lena Salzbank joins us live to break down that new and disturbing video. Lena?
Yeah, well, this is where police say they found that 32-year-old mother right outside of this McDonald's after, like you said, they say that the woman left her children with an Uber driver.
Newly released body camera video shows an officer responding to an Uber driver's call for help.
What's going on?
You can see what appears to be 2 small children sitting inside of a white SUV.
How old are you? You know? You 3? Oh, 3? You're a big boy.
The Uber driver explaining that the children were left by their mother in his car.
And you've been here for how long?
More than 2 hours.
Right here.
Yes.
Investigators say 32-year-old Emily Sabagal ordered the Uber along Northwest 50th Street near 108th Avenue. The driver says she appeared to be drunk.
She lived it for me.
According to the arrest report, Sabagal grabbed the driver's phone to cancel the ride, handed him $10, told him to pull over, claiming she would be back in 3 minutes. But officers say she never returned. Officers later found Sabagal about 2 miles away near a shopping plaza. Body camera video shows police confronting her outside of a McDonald's.
You have 2 kids? Were you just in an Uber with your 2 kids?
In the video, you could see the mother sitting on the sidewalk with her bag by her side.
Because you just left your kids with an Uber and we're all over town looking for you.
Earlier that evening, surveillance video shows Sabagal inside a Sunrise smoke shop with her children before calling for the Uber.
She just comes in here saying, "Can I get a ride?"
Police say Sabagal also had been drinking earlier at a nearby restaurant where employees say she is a regular.
And police say that those 2 kids are okay. We are being told that they are being watched.
But my thing is this, see, she wouldn't even made it out the car down the street without them kids. I don't care how old they was. I'm sorry. I don't care if she was drunk. I ain't got nothing to do with that. I'm not finna watch your kids. If you don't call me and ask me to be your babysitter for the day, don't think you just finna drop them off on me. I don't care if I don't know you. Them kids, I would have dragged them kids out that car talking about run down the street with your mama. Go catch her. Now, I would have called 911, but they sure wouldn't have been left in my car. That's what they wouldn't have did. If I would have had to, Lord, I sure hope nothing like this ever happened for me at all. But if I had to run her down with my car, them kids would have been laying right there on the ground with her, talking about, mommy, get up. Because I'm telling you, she would not have left me in that car with them kids. I'm telling you. I don't care if she would have said 1 second. No, ma'am, take your kids with you. Take your kids with you. I don't trust folks. And ain't no telling what's going to happen to your kids, especially if they left in my care, because I don't have time for kids except for my own. Except for my own. I know that sounds mean, but it's the truth. You know what I'm saying? My kids got their little friends. You know, I love my little friends, kids, the kids of my friends, all that. But no. You're not finna leave your kids with me for 3 minutes, 2 minutes, or 1 minute, and I don't even know you. No. So I hope they take her kids from her. Yeah, she deserved that. She deserved for them to take them kids from her. Give them to a family member. Don't put them in foster care. Because foster parents, they ain't got time either for your kids. So go and give them to one of your little family members, the ones that want to get a check for them, and they'll take care of your kids. Or you can just go and take them and hopefully somebody adopt them and you can spend the rest of your life or, some time in jail because you don't want your kids. So let's go ahead and move to our next clip. This clip is from Grand Rapids, y'all. When I tell y'all, I'm from Michigan. Grand Rapids is in Michigan. And something has occurred that I definitely believe that we need to shine light on. And being that we are here in studio today, we only get an hour. So with that being said, I will be finishing covering this story on Monday night, okay? 9:00 p.m. Eastern Time, Monday night. Share this video, y'all. Share this video. Of course, subscribe. But please, please, please share this video right now. It's a call for action. Now, I know y'all be like, Miss Peachy, you be laughing, you be kikiing a lot when you play these clips. Yes, I do. But this right here, none of my clips is nothing to laugh about, but y'all just know this is me. This is what I do. But this clip right here is nothing funny about this at all whatsoever. A lot of y'all know about this already because it is everywhere on social media. Police officers executed this young man in Grand Rapids. I literally lived in Grand Rapids for 2 years, me and Pooley, before we moved here to Georgia. We're from Saginaw, Jack as well for myself in Michigan. But me and Pooley left Saginaw, moved to Grand Rapids for 2 years, and then we came here. So I am familiar with the city. It is a white people's town. Call it what it is. This is not the first time that I've covered something about Grand Rapids with the police doing something as far as murdering, beating, running over, everything. And it seems like they try to get over it. Not get over it, but they try to cover it up. And I really hope and pray that this don't get covered up. Now, before I start this video, did this young man have a Mosquito, which is a pistol, which is a gun? Yes, he did. But I carry one everywhere I go. Do that mean that the police need to shoot me down? No. I always tell y'all, I feel like if police are trained properly, they should be able to shoot somebody in the leg, the arm, but not shoot to kill. And this is exactly what this was. And even the dog, the K9. The K9 was like, let me get some too. Let me get some too. Like, this just shouldn't have happened. So I'm going to show y'all the news broadcasting clip. But on Monday night, I am going to show you the body cam footages. I have 4 body cam footages from 4 different angles. I'm going to show you that. I'm going to show you more videos on the mother just as well. So make sure y'all tune in on Monday. But just to kick it off and get it started, baby, I got a nice clip for y'all. So here we go.
I was not prepared for what I walked into. I still have not processed what I saw.
A mother's grief, having been allowed to see her son's body for the first time since he was shot and killed in an officer-involved shooting in Grand Rapids.
I will not rest until I get answers.
The call for accountability and peace as each side paints a picture of what happened. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Josh Berry. As the investigation continues into the deadly officer-involved shooting of Daquan Johnson Wednesday night, the public is hearing 2 perspectives of the incident. A warning, we do have brief clips of the moments leading up to the shooting that some may find disturbing. This happened at an apartment complex parking lot near Eastern and Martin Luther King Jr. Street Wednesday evening. According to GRPD, 1 officer fired their department-issued weapon. Police say Johnson later died at the hospital. On Thursday, multiple videos were released showing different perspectives of the incident. Here's the 2 videos side by side, paused just before shots are fired. GRPD revealed 3 clips from an officer's body and dash cameras. Hours later, activists shared video from a bystander. We have not independently verified this video. Attorney Mark Curtis confirmed via email to Fox 17 that he's representing the officers involved. He released a statement regarding this incident. It reads in part, officers have the legal and moral right to protect their own lives and the lives of others when faced with an imminent threat. Going on to say, we also urge the community to be cautious of incomplete information and speculation circulating on social media. But he added, many are focused on only portions of videos, but no one is reporting or acknowledging the 3rd video that the Grand Rapids Police Department released, where the officer states, I saw the barrel pointed right at my face. It's at the 6-minute, 14-second mark of the GRPD press conference on YouTube.
Yes, I saw the barrel pointed straight at my face.
But Johnson's family pushes back on that assertion, questioning how that was possible based on the evidence they've now seen. Friday, the family and community activists spoke. Daquan's mother shared that she was allowed to see her son's body for the first time Friday morning, and she had a message for the community as they fight for justice.
I don't have too much to say on it because the photos will speak for themselves. The police won't spin a narrative on my words or the pictures. If you're going to protest, please make it peaceful. Because if you can't do it peacefully, please don't march at this time and say that you're doing it on behalf of my son. Because I can't get justice if we're being violent too.
All right, y'all. Y'all heard her. And she is 100% right. You know, sometimes we have to put the anger aside in order to play their game, to make sure that we find justice. Sometimes that works, sometimes it don't work. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Sometimes it works and it don't work. But let's always try to be peaceful when it comes to any situation, when it comes to black crime or any type of crime, period. But in this case, y'all gotta be peaceful. It's a must. Now, like I said, I do have the clips. We're just not gonna play them right now today because I still need to do some editing to them and everything. But when I tell y'all this boy was just riding his bike down the street and the police officers just driving behind him, then he falls off the bike, he slipped on some ice, took off running, and that's when they caught him. They say, police, they said that he pointed the gun at them, the Mosquito. That's what they said. But as far as from what I saw, when we zoomed all the way in, that boy was on his stomach. And it looked like, allegedly, because you know everything on Peachy Tea Tyme is allegedly, but I do my research. Allegedly, it did look like he had his hands behind his back before they executed him. And then the dog just took over. Police officers walked away and the dog just took over, the canine, after they killed this man. So again, make sure y'all tune in on Monday to see the rest of this story. My heart goes out to the mom, the family, and the friends. But Grand Rapids, y'all better stand up for these folks. Y'all better go down there and protest right along with this mama. Wherever she at, y'all need to be at. Because this could happen to any one of us. Any one of us. True enough, he had a pistol. We all can have one. We all can have one. No one said we couldn't have one. Depending on your age. And depending on if you was a felon. Now, he did have some stuff going on, I think. I'm not for sure. But we're going to know more in details when I do additional research on this. And we'll have it ready for you on Monday. So let's go ahead, get into this next clip. This one really, really hurt in my heart. This one is called Found in the River, the first clip. When I tell y'all, this was sad. And it's sad because this mother and father have video. This mother was at home when her daughter left out the house. How she ended up in the river is a mystery. That's what we still trying to find out to this day. So let's go ahead, play the first clip, and then we'll go straight into the second clip with the father. And the father, he had some things that he had to say. So this is the first one, and we're finna go into the second one.
Heartbreak and sadness tonight for a St. Louis family of a teen missing for 2 months. Hours ago, they learned the 18-year-old's body was found this week in the Mississippi River near Festus. Only on 5 on Your Side tonight, Robert Townsend talks to her grieving parents.
You can see the shock and sadness on the faces of Waniata Gibson's parents.
I call her Baby Bear. She called me Mama Bear. So she was like my little cub.
She was Daddy's girl. She was my princess. I call her my princess.
Her family says on the afternoon of December 22nd, the Ring doorbell camera captured Gibson on video, leaving their home in North St. Louis.
She came in the house, we saw her for a split second. She said she was going to the store.
They say Waniata walked to this Metro bus station around the corner near Broadway and Riverview.
And she waited there for a while. I'm like, we could have called her. Had we known, you know? So that's what I'm upset about. I would have went after her and got her and brought her back.
Surveillance cameras snapped photos of the 18-year-old Gibson getting on a bus and later getting off near Carr and Broadway downtown. But when she never returned home, her worried family reported her missing.
We got a couple images of her walking down 2nd Street, and that was the last that we got.
2 months later, detectives called the family and told them barge workers found their loved one's body in the Mississippi River near Festus Monday.
When I got the call this morning, I expected her there.
She loved Jesus. She loved going to church.
And Gibson especially loved her family and her 2 dogs and 2 cats.
She came home and told me one time she had him on her shoulder. She loved him. She loved all these babies.
All right, y'all. So first and foremost, my heart goes out to the family and the friends. This was truly, truly heartbreaking because, like I said, they have video of her leaving out the house. They have video of her getting on the bus. But let's go back to her leaving out the house. The mother was at home. She told the mother that she was going to the store. That was what she told the mother. So the mother thinking that she finna walk down to the corner store. Apparently, this girl walked all the way to the bus station. Get on the bus. Saw her get off the bus. And it's not, I don't think she was going to a store that far. But she could have been. But what happened when she got off that bus? What happened? Like, who could have snatched her up? This was like a couple months ago right now, y'all. So I'm sure they have done their part as far as the police and detectives and stuff, as far as looking, checking, with friends and family members, seeing if anybody know anything at all about the whereabouts of her, because just because they saw her get off that bus, she still could have met somebody, and it's just not on camera or anything like that. So I hope they're still looking and searching. That's why it's so important for shows like mine and other YouTubers that cover crimes, because we can still bring it up at any given time. Any given time. It's been times where I replay my shows with the families when they come on, just to help keep the loved ones' names alive. And hopefully some justice will come about. So please, y'all, continue to share, so that everyone can find out about what's going on in our community. Some of these people only get one clip. Some people don't even get no clips at all. A lot don't get no clips at all. So it's important that we share, okay? So let's go ahead and get into the second clip. This is the father. Here we go.
Your daughter dead. I said, oh my God. Immediately I started, tears began to stream down my face.
But first on Fox, an investigation is underway into a teen girl's death. Thanks for joining us for Fox 2 News at 10. I'm Max Dieknight. 2 months after a North St. Louis teen disappeared, her family is now preparing for her funeral. Tonight, her father is sharing the moment he learned that she'd been found dead. Fox 2's Taylor Harris has their story.
I spoke with her father just days after learning his daughter will not be returning home, and now he says grief is not the only thing his family is living with. Uncertainty is. And for nearly 2 months, the Gibson family searched for 18-year-old Waniana Gibson. Police say she was last seen December 22nd, leaving her home, telling her mother she'd be right back. She never returned. Investigators tracked her riding Metro buses downtown, and then nothing until Monday. Barge workers discovered a body in the Mississippi River near Festus. 2 days later, police called her father.
And when I got the news, I just began to break down. But I began to call on the name of Jesus.
He said he had prayed for answers, just not these.
She just took off, and she was scared. She was scared in her heart, and she had a lot going through her mind, and what she was doing is isolating herself from the issue.
Her father believes something happened after she got off the bus that night, and now the family waits for the autopsy to explain how she ended up miles away in the river. But while investigators work, he remembers the daughter behind the headlines.
She was a very touching person, and her heart, and she was a woman of God too, true woman of God. Her life touched so many lives. I'm going to miss her. That was my princess.
The family is now planning her homegoing celebration instead of a welcome home. And now her father has a message for whoever may know what happened.
Whoever done this, I pray that that God will forgive them, but also justice will be served.
Police say the investigation.
All right, y'all. She was so pretty. My heart goes out to the mother, the father, and the rest of the family and friends. I do want to say this, though, before we go to the next clip, is this. Women, try. Teenagers, try to go out with somebody else. Stop going out by yourself, especially out in the dark. Like, it's some crazy weirdos out here for real. And they will snatch you up and do God only knows. So try your best. If you're going to go somewhere in the dark, I don't care if you're in the car, go pick up your homegirl. Go pick up your homeboy. Just try not to be solo dolo. And I'm probably talking to myself too, because sometimes I gotta run to the corner store. I gotta run to the corner store, And I'm not gonna pack up my kids and Poolie to go to the corner store, but I do need to start, checking on that. Like, I don't go to the gas station and pump gas at nighttime, unless it's an emergency. You know, even if it's, let's say 6 o'clock in the morning, 5:30, 6 o'clock in the morning, it's still dark, but it's still in the morning, I'm not going to the gas station. I try my best not to go nowhere in the dark by myself, unless it's an emergency, and I really have to. So I just want to push that on you ladies just as well. But we're going to get into this next clip. Now, this clip is a little lengthy. I thought about it, y'all. I was like, maybe I should not play the whole thing. But I had to, y'all. You guys have to hear this story. You have to. It's a must. It's a lot going on. There's a lot going on. This Wednesday, I do believe, this Wednesday, we will have a show that is similar to this story. Okay? Not the same characters, but it is similar to this story. This also reminds you of like a Romika story. I covered that, where one young lady kills another young lady, and it be over a man. So I'm going to go ahead and play this. We have all known for women to be fighting over ninjas all the time. Ain't nothing new, especially if you come from my era. Women, they always fight each other. But now, ain't nobody trying to use hands. Ain't nobody trying to use hands. They ain't trying to get their nails broke. None of that. They going straight for the gusto. Okay? So let's go ahead and watch this clip. This one is called, Was He Playing Them Both? Here we go.
That was a part of her life.
Nearly 6 months after a deadly shooting in Madison, the woman who pulled the trigger has not been charged with murder. Thanks for joining us tonight, everyone. I'm Rory Johnston. Police say Kiona Wilson was shot during a confrontation involving her husband and his girlfriend. The case was recently bound over to a grand jury on a separate weapons charge. Tonight, Wilson's family tells our Kelsey Gibbs they're still grieving and still waiting for justice.
When you come in, say hello to Kiana.
At just 23, she built this home herself. 4 degrees, 2 children. To her mother, she was everything.
I'm falling apart every day because Kiana was my oldest. And she meant so much to me. She was my whole world. She was my life when she was here. To tell her I love her.
Her picture still hangs by the front door. Now that's all they have. On August 25th, police say 42-year-old Kiana Wilson went looking for her husband, who was at his girlfriend's Madison home. According to police, the women argued over the surveillance speaker about whether her husband was inside. They claim Kiana tried to force entry, a claim her family disputes, citing video. And police say the girlfriend fired once through the storm door, missing Kiana. Then they say inside, the two struggled before a second shot hit Kiana. She drove herself to the Madison precinct, flagged down an officer, but she didn't survive her wound. The family says no one in the home called 911 or the family, and so far, no murder charge.
My whole point of getting justice for my sister is also to clear her name. And I am very disappointed in her husband for allowing that story to be out there.
Her sister says the grief is also wrapped up in the fact that the family learned her husband of 16 years was having an affair.
The lies and manipulation is why I don't have my sister. That's why her children do not have her, and that's why my niece do not have her. That's why her friends do not have her. This is an injustice.
They say Kiana didn't deserve this.
She was such a selfless person.
6 months later, her mother's pain hasn't eased.
I mean, I'm telling you, I am dying. Because I made her my whole world.
Earlier this month, the family went to court, not for murder.
It seems like that this should have been an open and shut case. We should have had swift justice.
The shooter is charged with felony weapons possession. Despite her criminal history, she's out on bond.
Why can't she fight behind bars? Why can't she?
The family is calling for the arrest of everyone inside the home during the shooting.
For him to let it happen, it's tearing us apart. It's tearing us apart.
For them, this is more than a legal battle. It's about clearing Kiana's name and honoring the life she built.
Every time I come over here, I come in and I kiss her and I say hi.
Kelsey's with us now. So investigators consulted with the DA's office, but no charges were placed, at least at the time of the shooting?
That is correct. And again, the only charge we found from the shooter was that felony possession of a weapon charge. And the case for that was recently bound over to...
All right, y'all. That was a lot. That was a lot to take in, but don't worry, I'm on mute. That was a lot to take in, y'all. I already know. But we gotta discuss it. So let me start out by saying I'm sorry, ma'am. To you and your family, I am so, so sorry. My heart hurts for that family. But at the same time, and we're going to discuss this on Wednesday with the family that's coming on as well. I have showed y'all several clips in the past on women going to someone else's home. Even a man don't need to go to another man's house. Nobody needs to go to nobody else's house because you don't know what they got. And it's so unfortunate because I understand where this family is coming from. They do want this man to be charged some way, somehow, because he was playing her. He was having an affair. He done went over to this other woman's house knowing that you got my sister over here or my daughter over here with all these kids and stuff, and y'all married. But at the end of the day, the reason why this young lady is not in jail at this moment for shooting this young lady is because this young lady came to her house. She came to her house allegedly acting a fool. The woman inside probably scared, don't know what she's gonna do. She probably done trying to bust in the house like they did say. Tried to force entry. Done probably had history in the past. The lady probably like, you are scaring me, lady. You got to go. Whether you make it out or you don't make it out. But you need to get away from here. And this is what people resort to. Mosquitoes. You don't know what nobody got when you go to their house, y'all. You are on their territory. You are in their environment. I'm not going to say I hope. That's not the word I want to use. I do want to say I hope. I hope that if she called somebody, Kiana, if Kiana had called somebody and said, I'm finna go over there. My husband is over there. I'm finna go over there and I'm finna terrorize this whole entire place, blow it up. I hope that person said, don't go. I hope we don't have an extra person that said, girl, if I was you, I'd go ahead and go too. Forget that. Go get your husband, girl. No. Think about your kids. And I know that when you're in the midst of anger and everything, like, you just don't know how you're going to react in that situation. But that's what I'm trying to tell y'all. Don't put yourself in that situation. You know for sure that he over there. If you want to ride through on the low. Don't go over there. Take his clothes, dump them off over there. You ain't got to be in the yard. I'm not condoning that. But I'd rather you do that than go over there and get yourself taken on up out of here from your kids. I'm just saying. Us as women, we have to be more in tune and what's going on in the world today. Because ain't nobody caring. Nobody caring about nobody's life. Except for me and DJ Red right about now. we care. We care about y'all life. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of these other folks, they don't care. They don't care. They don't care about going to prison for the rest of their life. They think they ain't gonna get caught. I don't know why. But this young lady, as y'all see, she might walk, baby. She might walk. And guess what? She might just walk with the husband too. Sad to say. And now the family's got to see these bastards together every day. And mister, what you gonna tell them 6 kids if them your kids? What you gonna tell them? Mama came over to my girlfriend's house acting a fool? That what you gonna say? And family, I'm sorry, but I don't know what narrative that can be spun unless he's spinning a narrative that's only in y'all town, y'all hometown. Because as far as I'm concerned, if the news is right, she was over there. She was there. Over to her husband's girlfriend's house. What good was going to come out of that? What good was going to come out of that? Either she was going to take that girl out, or she was going to take that dude out, her husband, or one of them was going to take her out. Like, nothing good could have came out of it. So, again, my heart goes out to this family. It really does. I am so, so sorry. So, so sorry. So sorry. And I don't know what I'm going to say come Wednesday when I have my guests right there. I don't know. But all I can do is speak the truth as far as how I feel. You cannot be going over to people's house acting crazy because you don't know what they got. You don't know what they got. And again, the story on Wednesday, the show on Wednesday is going to be similar, but it's not the same. But it's not the same. All right? So we are about to get into our last clip, y'all, because we are down to our last little 9 minutes. Our last little 9 minutes. So let me see what we going to let y'all leave out on today. What we going to leave out on? We're going to leave out on Walmart. That doggone Walmart. You know, people been stealing for years. People been stealing for years, baby. I got caught stealing when I was 15 years old. When I tell you my mind ain't been right since. My mind ain't been right since. I don't like to owe nobody no money. If something come up missing and I'm around, I be like, oh my Lord, oh my gosh, is they thinking it's me? Is they thinking I done stolen? Knowing that I have not stolen anything since I was 15 years old, okay? I learned my lesson. Now, I probably stole a couple pieces of candy after that, you know what I'm saying? Just a little bit, you know, but that was probably about 16, 17, you know, where I thought I didn't learn my lesson. But now, as an adult, y'all ain't got to worry about me putting my hands on nothing, okay? Nothing at all that ain't mine. If it's in my house, and if it belongs to my kids or my husband, it's mine too. So, if I take my husband's piece of candy, it's mine. Because it's in my house. But, when I tell y'all, this story right here is not funny at all. Teach y'all kids to keep their hands to themselves. People been stealing for years, though, y'all. Jesus. Kids been stealing for years. I had $3,000 worth of stuff from this place called Myers in Saginaw, Michigan, just like a Walmart. And it was wintertime, and I had my pockets full. And back then, everybody was wearing keychains. It was the thing to have a whole bunch of keychains. Even if you ain't had no car, you still got a whole bunch of keychains. Baby, when I tell you I had so many keychains, like my pockets was weighing down with stuff. and I had snacks. Go figure. I had snacks, lip gloss, anything that could fit in my pocket, baby. I had earrings, all of that. And I was with someone else's grandmother, actually. My mom was in the hospital. My dad was working. So I had to stay with this lady. Shout out to Alma. I love you, Alma. And yes, Alma's still alive and well. Thank you, Jesus. But I was with her and her granddaughter, and me and Erica was ready. Her name Erica. Me and Erica was ready, baby. We knew. Baby, when we go inside the store, baby, we finna rack up. She went with her mama. I went with my mama. Grandma said, y'all go on ahead and go. Which way y'all got to go? And we'll meet up right here. Okay, we sure is. Baby, we was in every department just boom, 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 just sticking stuff everywhere. Baby, I remember when we got to the keychains. I ain't paying no attention. I'm just putting stuff in my pockets, 15 years old. And they had these two big garbage cans, side by side, and they the circle garbage cans, real big. So, you know, if you take two garbage cans and put them together, it's still going to be space in between. Baby, I knew I saw somebody looking at me. I knew it. and I told Erica, I said, Erica, somebody over there looking at us. Erica said, girl, it's okay, come on. And I just kept going and kept going. Baby, by the door, we had got everything that we needed. We got by that door. I never forget that there was some people making these balloons. It was a machine. And I remember this like it was yesterday. They was making the balloons. You stuff the balloons with bears, candies, or whatever. So they making that, and I went and I stood over there, me and Eric. I'm like, come on, Grandma. Not my grandma, but I'm like, come on, Alma, come on, let's go. We at the door. But we watching them make this doggone balloon. All of a sudden, I was like, Erica, come on, let's go see if we can find Alma. So we took about 2 steps. If I saw this lady till this day, and I'm 46 years old, I would know this is the woman that caught me stealing. Baby, when I tell y'all she scared me so doggone bad, she said, come on. Come on, baby, come on. I'm like, what's wrong? I whispered to her, what's wrong? She was like, come on, we gotta take you to the back room. That's what they called it back then, the back room. I get back there in that back room. Here come Alma coming in there. She done told Alma that we done got caught stealing. I'm still sitting there like I'm big, bad, and tough. And I'm like, okay, you just told Alma. By the time we get back to Alma's house, Alma gonna be just fine. She ain't gonna say nothing to my parents, nothing. Them folks told Alma, this young lady cannot leave with you until we contact her mama. Baby, they called my mama in the hospital. Imagine your mama being caught in the hospital, being told that you was stealing, and your mama still put hands on you. Will whoop you with the belt in a minute at 15. Baby, let's get into this clip and see what happened to this young man that was caught stealing at Walmart. He ain't getting no whooping. Something else happened. Here we go.
Top story tonight, chaos inside of a Walmart. An off-duty deputy shoots and kills an armed 16-year-old accused of shoplifting. Thanks for joining us on this Friday. I'm Luann Sorrell.
And I'm John Brown. Now investigators looking into whether this was all justified. And Fox 35's Chancellor Wynn joins us live right now in Osceola County. So Chancellor, walk us through at this point what we know. Walk us through what happened.
Yeah, John, a shoplifting call turns deadly inside of this Walmart right near other shoppers. The Osceola County Sheriff's Office says it all started when a 16-year-old pulled out a gun.
We shoot to save lives. That's it in a nutshell.
16-year-old Jairus Jones killed when an Osceola Sheriff's deputy shot him inside of a Poinciana Walmart on Cypress Parkway, sending shoppers scrambling for their safety.
Everyone was running and screaming. In that moment, I was thinking, oh, I'm gonna die with my daughter here.
Deputies say the teen was shoplifting and had a gun in his hand while running from the deputy towards other shoppers. Law enforcement training expert Steve Kelly says that gun and shoppers being nearby is an important part of the situation because he says the deputy is trained to protect those people.
Wherever we go, we are there to ensure the safety of the public. That's our number one goal. They've got to feel safe and be safe. And if there's a guy running at us with a gun, their safety's in jeopardy. I have to take action. I'm wired. I must take action to save their life.
The Florida Department of Law Enforcement now investigating the deadly shooting. And defense attorney Michael Piniella says the FDLE is looking to determine if Jones was a threat to the deputy or to other shoppers.
Once the firearm was introduced, if it was pointed at anyone, then that's something that I'd like to see on that body cam. But if it wasn't, and we just learned that he just happened to have a firearm but wasn't threatening to use it, that's going to make this case a lot more difficult for FDLE to analyze.
The sheriff's office says they will release body camera video once the FDLE reaches a certain point in their investigation. The sheriff's office also points out that 2 other people were with the 16-year-old at the time, but they took off running from the...
All right, y'all. We are back. Now, they have to wait until they finish their investigation before we see the video. In other words, allegedly, they got to get their lives together. Okay? They got to get their lives, they got to get their stories together, everything. Because all we know is that this boy was running in Walmart and he had a gun on him. He had the gun out. That's what they said. He had the gun out. Not that he had the gun pointed at anybody. He had the gun out. So with that being said, we need to see some video footage. You also tell us, keep in mind, y'all, they also tell us they are to protect us. They go into Walmart, kids in Walmart, adults in Walmart, hell, dogs is in Walmart. Everything is in Walmart. And you mean to tell me, because you saw this boy with a gun, not pointing it at nobody, he just had it, you was close enough to only hit him only, and you knew for a fact that you was not going to hit nobody else. When you have hundreds and thousands of people walking around Walmart, and you knew for a fact that you was close enough to hit this boy, kill him, and you weren't going to hurt nobody else. And if you tell me, yes, Miss Peachy, that is correct, then Doc Body, that means you was close enough to tackle him, knock him down, shoot him in the leg, the arm, anything. Just because you have a pistol, that does not mean kill them. Just because they have a pistol does not mean we got to kill them. No. I'm telling y'all, in a minute, all the police are going to be gone. They're going to be fired and gone. Because they study doing wrong. So with that being said, y'all, we are at the end of the show. And I will see y'all, okay? I will see y'all on Monday, 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. We are live right now in Caribbean, baby, yes. Caribbeanlifetv and Caribbean Life Radio. Also on Peachy Tea Tyme, YouTube page, Facebook page, Twitch, and IG, baby. But I love y'all. We out of here. Most importantly, please be safe, y'all. Please be safe. I love y'all. See y'all later. Bye. Bye, Loria. I see you out there, girl, and everybody else. Bye.